Yeah, everything's been great. You know, we had a normal Wednesday practice, a little bit earlier practice than we typically do. Yeah, I flew out at 8 o'clock last night, got in around 8:50 or so this morning, right on schedule. It was a great flight. It was smooth. I think our guys got some good rest on the plane. I think you're always concerned about the sleep. You know, the hangover a little bit, but a good thing for our guys is they're used to not getting a whole lot of sleep. You know, so maybe that's an advantage for us, hopefully.
Coach Michael McQuaid for Football Ireland, Irish Star US. You've got two guys in Colin O'Connor and DJ Donovan who have got strong family ties to Ireland. One of them has 20 family members, I believe, coming this weekend. What do those guys like to coach?
I'm sorry?
What do those two players like to coach?
Oh, great kids, awesome kids. I didn't realize that they had 20 relatives over here. That's awesome. I'm sure it's a great homecoming for them, and so many of their families over here as well on the trip. But you know, we got great young men in our program, and those two certainly are outstanding young men as well.
Coach, this is the season Kelly Comier with
Kelly.
Nation. It's the season opener.
Yeah.
It's your debut as head coach. You've got 39,000 Americans here crossing the pond to watch the game. Has all that sunk in? How are you feeling?
Pretty awesome, huh? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the same thing you talk to your players about. You want them to enjoy this trip. You want them to enjoy the venue and the pageantry of everything that's going on and the opportunity to play Notre Dame. At the same time, you got to drown out the distractions and the noise, and I've got to do that as well. And so, yeah, it hits you from time to time, and my main focus is on our players and getting ready to play a game and try not to worry about everything else.
Do you consider yourselves the underdog?
For sure, yeah, and that's fair, and you know, that's one thing I love about coaching Naval Academy. You know, we usually are, and our kids have a chip on their shoulder, and so do I, and I like being an underdog.
Coach Shane Brennan, Irish Independent, you said yourself you feel like you're underdogs. Last year, I guess, in the college football game here, the Underdogs in Northwestern won. Do you kind of take any sort of inspiration from that? Do you feel like the surroundings might give you some form of edge?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's, you know, two apples to oranges. You know, no, I think you know, our kids didn't come over here just to compete. You know, they came over here with the expectation to win a game, and that's the way that we prepared. And our kids believe that they can win, and they know they're the underdogs. They understand that, and we know there's certain things that we have to do great in order to give ourselves a chance to win. And our guys are super aware of that. We know that we're not going to look like Notre Dame when we walk out in the field Saturday, but there's certain things you can't really measure that our players have, and we talk about the intangibles and controlling things that we can control and being elite in those things. We're going to play harder than anybody in the country. We're going to be more disciplined than anybody in the country, and those are things that are going to give us an edge and an advantage. And our kids they're extremely close. They play for each other, a very unselfish group, and they just want to win, you know, and that's really all they care about.
Brian, Glenn Clark, Irish Illustrated. What's it like to coach this group where, you know, they're giving their lives for their country, but what is it like and what do you take away from coaching these individuals where football is important, but there's other important things?
Yeah, look, I think I've got one of the best jobs in the country, and primarily because of the kind of young men that I get to coach. You know, it's our job to inspire them, but I tell you, the truth is they inspire us, you know, on a daily basis. And there's great young men, and they're different. You know, we talk about being built different in our program, and not only, you know, can they play Division I football, and not only were they admissible to the Naval Academy, which is not an easy place to get into school, but they've chosen to take on that challenge and that privilege of serving their country, and that makes them unique.
Can you give us some insight into what it's like to coach when you only have them so many minutes a day, basically, and how do they grasp everything that you're trying to teach?
Sure. Well, they're smart kids, and certainly there's a lot of requirements at the Naval Academy. It's different, you know, academically it's different. These guys have a full class load every day. They've got military obligations. You know, we don't shy away from what we ask of them either. You know, we try to maximize every minute that we get with them. The challenge as a coach is being extremely efficient with your time and what you're asking them to do. But these kids love football, and we want, when they come over to the football building, whether it's a meeting or lifting weights or practice, we really want that to be the best part of their day. And those guys look forward to coming over, and they give us everything that they've got. But yeah, we have to maximize our time and be smart about how we teach, how long we keep them in meetings, and those kind of things. But no, they're bought in. They love football. The Naval Academy is a special place, and it's challenging. And we encourage our guys to embrace that challenge. And we don't coddle them. We don't make excuses for them. We don't feel sorry for them. We're smart about what we ask of them. But that's what makes them unique. That's what makes them special. That's what makes them different. All the challenges, all the things that they have to do outside of being Division I football players, which is a full-time job, in and of itself.
Coach Allison Hayes, ABC 57 something. The new look offense this year, everyone always knows that it's going to be the triple option, but things are different this year. How do you feel like that is ready and in place and to match up against Notre Dame's defense?
Yeah, I feel really good about where we're at and how that offense has evolved, and it's been a work in progress. And I had a vision of what I wanted it to look like, and really Grant Chestnut was a perfect fit. Not only did I work with him prior, he's brought an edge and a toughness to our offense, along with some outside the box creativity in what we're doing. Really love our plan right now, and I think what we're doing is giving our players a chance to be successful with what we're doing. And so I'm excited about where we're at. And go ahead.
Coach Brian O'Leary from the Irish NFL Show. In terms of preparation for this weekend, did you reach out to Northwestern or Nebraska from last year just to get some advice on how to have to?
Sure. Yeah, our support staff had many conversations with support staffs in those programs, just trying to figure out, logistically, the best way to do things, how to structure the itinerary. But yeah, we a lot of research went into that. And I feel like the plan that we rolled out was a good one, and like I said earlier, everything's been really smooth so far.
Hi, Coach. Elizabeth Harris from F104 and Dublin's Q102. You previously said in an interview that you weren't coming here just hopeful, but with some expectations. What kind of performance do you want the team to put in, and are you kind of afraid of the rivalry that you're going to see on the pitch on Saturday?
What we want our players to do is understand that they don't have to do anything miraculous. They don't have to do anything outside of themselves. They have to be the best version of themselves on Saturday. And so it's really important that they understand that. And sometimes you get in a big game like this and you push a little bit, right? And you try to do too much. And when that happens, you do somebody else's job. You get out of place. And so I think the big thing is we talk about trust in our program a lot, and I think our guys trust each other. I think they understand that if we have 11 guys on the field at any given time that are doing their job as well as they can do it, then that gives us an opportunity to have success. And that's really all we have to do.
Just a couple more for Coach. Phil Howard from Fighting Irish Preview. Brian, talk a little bit about your quarterback position. Mm-hmm. You have some experience back there, but maybe some new faces are going to see action as well on Saturday.
Sure. Yeah, we do. We have experience, which is great, more so than we have, since I've been here in 19. Really pleased with Ty Lavatai and his progress. As you guys know, he tore an ACL last year and was limited in spring football, but had a great recovery. I think he's probably, I'd say he's moving better now than he did pre-ACL, which is kind of puzzling, but he's trimmed up. He's in good shape. He's got a great grasp on what we're doing offensively. He's really a calm, cool, collected type of quarterback. Knows the system, runs the offense, makes good decisions, gets the ball where it needs to be put. Excited about him. Blake Horvath, because of some of the injuries we had in the spring, was a young man that got a ton of reps and took advantage of them. And excited about him. He has an element athletically that's exciting. Throws the ball well too. And then you've got Xavier Arline, who's played a lot of snaps for us, won a lot of games for us. So we have three quarterbacks that I feel like we can win with. We're going to ask our line to do some different things besides play quarterback. Got to find a way to get him on the field. He's a dynamic athlete, really good ball skills, and so you'll see him on the field, and maybe at quarterback, maybe at slot. But feel good about the quarterback room, the experience coming back, and the depth. And as you guys know, and what we do offensively, having that depth is really important, and having the ability to play 1, 2, potentially even 3 quarterbacks is critical for us.
Last question for Coach Allison.
Can I do 2 if it's okay? Sure. Okay. I wanted to ask your defense and how it matches up, looking at Notre Dame's quarterback Sam Hartman and specifically the O-line as well.
Yeah. When you look at it on paper, it's a tough matchup. Right? They're a big, physical offense. 3 really good players come back on the O-line. They're talented everywhere across the board. I think, the acquisition of Sam Hartman is huge for them. I mean, he's a really good player. We all know who he is. He's a winner. He's a leader. He adds a different element, to their offense. And I think he's just a few years younger than me. He's been around. He's like he's a coach. Yeah, he does. He has a way better beard than me. But he's you can't put a price tag on a guy like him and what he does. It sounds like he's really galvanized their football team and the offensive unit. Getting voted captain as a transfer is a huge deal there, and it sounds like they've all taken to him, and he's a leader over there. And so he's a good football player. He's really, really smart. He manages the game well. He gets the ball out quickly. He reads defenses really well. So it's certainly going to be a challenge for us.
Well, it's 2 different teams coming into this year. What can be learned from last year's game where there were 2 very different halves and Navy came so close to pulling off the upset?
Yeah, trying to think about last year's game a whole lot. There's so many differences. I mean, we're a different football team. They're a different football team. I think what they're going to do offensively is going to be very different than what they did last year, particularly at the point where they were playing us. At that point they were a let's run the ball first football team. Based on their personnel and who they were, that was their identity. Before they played us, they went out and pounded Clemson running the football. And so I think we're going to see a more balanced offense because of, the ability that Sam Hartman has and the fact that we've been pretty good, at stopping the run. And I think they're going to try to take what they feel like we're giving them, whether it's running the football or throwing it. And he has the ability to read defenses and when it comes to RPOs and things like that, get them in the right plays and get the ball where it needs to be gotten.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Len Clark from Irish Illustrated, thank you for your service. Coach Newberry talked about intangibles. Can any of you address the intangibles that might be in your favor going into this game?
I can speak on one, just on the discipline aspect. I think just being in the military, something you learn quickly is you got to be really disciplined and just you're taught to follow, and then you're supposed to be a leader after, kind of develop into that role. So I would say just the discipline part is pretty big. We stress it in school, and then on the football field we stress it as well.
Another thing could be that the Naval Academy is different. We don't get transfers. When guys leave, they leave. The guys don't come in. The 77 guys that we traveled here with, most of them are returners, and we've been together, all 4 of us, we've been together for 3 years now. You can't look at another team and say the same, so.
Just say kind of going into the details, all the small details. I don't think a lot of other schools look at the very tiny details like we do. So we kind of make sure we get all the small details correct and kind of and then the big things take care of themselves.
Yeah, they honestly, they nailed it. I don't really have anything else to add. That was perfect.
Thank you.
Well, you can answer this question. When did you all leave Annapolis? And I think you've got in this morning, so how are you feeling? When do you think you catch up on sleep? Kind of that kind of stuff. I know it's really important to try to get your biorhythms going so that you're in sync with Dublin time.
Oh, I don't need sleep. No, I'm just joking. Nah, we left last night at 8 p.m. after practice. Yeah, 8 p.m. And then we got in at 8 a.m. this morning. So slept a little bit.
Hotel and sleep a little bit?
I got a 30-minute nap in. Slept a little bit on the plane. Watched Interstellar for the first time. It was a good time.
But then you catch up this afternoon, or?
Maybe. We'll see. I'll be ready to go for the game. That's all that matters. But maybe catch a nap or two, and that'd be nice.
Questions? Anyone else have a, go ahead, Max.
Well, Jayden, and maybe just talk a little bit about the fact that you're the underdog. You're not. No one expects you to win. Coach just talked. You don't have to do anything miraculous to win. Navy has beaten Notre Dame before. What's your mindset right now?
Yeah, so just what Coach was saying, you kind of get into your head. You know, you're playing a team that's ranked ahead of you. You're like, oh, I got to do something crazy to like win this game. But time and time again, as he stressed, we just got to do our jobs, and it'll take care of us. It's when people start, you know, missing this assignment or missing assignment here, and then it kind of adds up. And a team like this, you can't let those missed assignments add up because you don't have a lot of margin for error in these type of games. So it's about doing our job every play, every rep, which we stress that in practice all the time. Like every rep, you know, it counts. So.
Yeah, I mean, Jay and Coach New hit it on the head. You just got to go out there and do your 111th and go 1-0 every single play.
Question. I guess just when you're out planning for Saturday's game, how important is it to you to get a good start, or is your strength more in your kind of level to fight back to be able to come into the second half in a similar way that Navy did last season?
I think it's huge. We've emphasized a fast start, and that's something we've practiced a lot this year. In previous years, we've been pretty slow starting off games, but I think we've had enough practice and we've prepared enough to where I think we'll have a good start both offensively and defensively.
Phil Houck from Fighting Irish Preview. How have things been different with a new head coach this year compared to the last couple of years?
I mean, I can start. The energy's different. I mean, all four of us guys up here, you know, sadly, Coach Niemont, you know, last December was let go. And for us as a senior class, we all like kind of got together and we're talking and like, we just want to win. That's what we came here to do, right? Like, obviously we get to serve our country and we're proud to do that, but we're also football players. So, I mean, we're not here to participate and compete. We're here to win every single game, so.
Kind of go off Will, I'd say just this year with the new coach staff, at the end of the day, football is still the game of football. It's been the past several years. So I think just how we do things this year and how we approach things are a lot different, and with a lot better energy and just kind of really like intense in everything that we do. And I think that's going to give us an edge this year.
We had back there. Go ahead.
Just curious, the narrative of being the underdog, is that a frustrating narrative, or, you know, kind of does it get into your head at all during this process of leading up to week one?
No, I actually kind of like it. I feel like we've been the underdog a lot in my career at Navy. I feel like even in high school at times I was the underdog. I just feel like, for me personally, I feel like I've been an underdog pretty much my entire life. Maybe some of the guys up here feel the same way. Me and Jay are both from Maryland, so maybe he feels the same way as me. But I actually like it. You know, it just it puts a chip on your shoulder that maybe you wouldn't have if you're expected to win. We're going to rise up to the level of our opponent, and we're going to, you know, fall back on all the work that we've put in throughout fall camp. So, you know, when, like, we're the underdog, you know, we're just going to yeah, like I said, just rise to the level that we've been training at. So with an extra chip on our shoulder.
Anybody else?
Yeah, another thing about, you know, being the underdog is no one expects anything of you. Like, people don't expect us to go out there and win. So, like, there's no stressors on us. Like, we just got to go out there and play football, the game we love, and do our part.
Well, maybe Lirion and Jayden can talk about this, or Jacob. But you got on the plane, you came here, you went to the hotel, you came here for practice, you're doing a press conference, you're going to go back to the hotel. I know there's team meetings, team dinners planned all at the hotel. Are you ever going to see any of Dublin, and do you care? Is there any plans for team activities in Dublin to actually feel like you're here?
I mean, we have a team dinner night. We're going out to do a team dinner out in Dublin. But at the end of the day, we're not here to have fun. I mean, it's awesome. It's a cool experience to play out here. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome for the people of Ireland as well to come and see us. At the end of the day, we just want to win. Like I said, it's awesome to be out here. It's awesome to represent the Naval Academy and bring the sport of football here for the people of Ireland. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like a business trip. We just kind of we got to treat it like first class, everything we do, and we're here to win.
Yeah.
You want to see Dublin?
Definitely a business trip, but you get to meet new people, kind of a different culture. Like I had to get a new adapter. Yeah.
So they are taking a bus tour?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
So yeah, but yeah.
The second half of last year's game was one of the greatest defensive halves of football teams ever played. How do you try to emulate that and duplicate that, and obviously try to get the same result in the second half last year?
I mean, if we just do what we've been doing since spring ball, fall camp, well, we'll come out swinging that way. I know it took till the second half to play it to that level of intensity last year, but the level of intensity that we played at last year, we kind of been practicing with that same level of intensity for the last however many months. So we're hoping to just come out swinging that way.
Is this the game you're looking forward to most on the schedule, or if not, what game is circled on your schedule for this year?
Week 0, and then week 2, and then week 3, 4, 5, 6.
Every game.
Kind of 1-0.
Yeah.
Go off, Jake. I think it's just every week we just kind of approach it 1-0. So this is the week 0 game. So obviously it's circled on our schedule, but I think our only mindset right now is beat Notre Dame. There's no reason to focus on anything else besides beating Notre Dame. After this, we'll focus on Wagner. That's our next game. But I mean, as of right now, our only focus is to beat Notre Dame.
Any other questions?
Jim, obviously new offensive coordinator this year. Do you think Kennesaw State threw the ball a little more than you guys did last year? Are you expecting a few more chances to show off that receiving ability?
Yeah, definitely. We got some wrinkles. I think Coach Chestnut, he has a good way of kind of stringing plays together, and hopefully, I can and other receivers get some touches. But we're just worried about, running our offense and doing it at a high level every play. And if that's a byproduct, then that's a byproduct. But we're just kind of worried about, running the offense the way we've been doing it.